all of this hullabaloo, all of this freak out, all of these headlines and this Chicken Little sky is falling is actually not related to one topic. They actually just don't want you and I to have a right to say what we want to say. They actually just want to be in control over what comes out of our mouths. They actually don't want us to be able to contradict them or question them or debate them or discuss topics that are important to us. They want to force us to toe the line of radical leftist ideology or else be thrown from town, be socially ostracized, be banned from Twitter. And this to me is just the most mind-blowing thing. It's actually a sad commentary on our country that we are relying on a kind of eccentric billionaire like Elon Musk to save us from the clutches of big tech. We shouldn't have to wait for a freedom fighter billionaire to come and save us. We should not be in this situation at all. Or if we find ourselves in this situation, our Congress should have taken care of it already. And the Republican squishes in Congress are a topic for another day. But it's a sort of a sad commentary in our country that we have to rely on this eccentric billionaire to save us. But if he's gonna save us in the name of free speech, I'm not rejecting it. I'm happy to accept this. I'm just saying it's not a situation we should have to rely on an altruistic billionaire to use a humongous chunk of his fortune to try to promote free speech for the sake of our functioning constitutional republic. But that's the thing, right? This should put to bed a leftist narrative about billionaires once and for all. Because what does the left tells us? They say, oh, billionaires are so awful. They make their money screwing people. They're just Scrooge McDuck. This is so awful. Gross billionaires. Tax them. Abolish them. And yet, who's doing the best things for America, maybe even in the last 5 years? Billionaires. First, it was Trump, a billionaire who sacrificed a good portion of his fortune to serve the country. And now it's Elon Musk, who is actually putting his money where his mouth is. He's actually pledging a significant amount of his enormous fortune for the sake of our free speech on big tech. This is incredible. It's incredible. Elizabeth Warren, by the way, is on Twitter last night, is on Twitter saying that we need government to regulate big tech and we need to tax Elon Musk. And I thought to myself, my goodness, this woman, she thinks that Elon Musk has too much money. It's just an arbitrary standard that she thinks he has too much money. Because of that, she thinks she has a right to steal it from him. Politicians like that need less power, not more. We do not need to give the government and politicians like Elizabeth Warren more power over our free speech. But it is funny because the left tells us billionaires are awful, and yet these two billionaires specifically, but this week, Elon Musk is actually standing up for a fundamental bedrock principle of democracy. But it all comes back to this evil trifecta, right? This is an existential threat to the radical leftist agenda. They have this situation, this apparatus built right now. I call it the evil trifecta because it's big tech, big media, and big government. You have big government, these politicians who are acting corruptly. They want power. They want money. They want to impose Marxism on our country. They are acting dishonestly, sometimes illegally, in order to beget their political goals. They use big tech to censor information so that you and I either can't discuss it or can't hear it. If we don't know what they're doing, then we can't hold them accountable at the ballot box. So big tech censors us so we don't expose what the politicians are doing. And then in the information vacuum created by the censorship from big tech, big media comes in and perpetuates lies that are usually a mirror, right? They usually accuse the right of doing what the left is doing. So this trifecta, this big tech, big media, big government trifecta, two of them don't work the same without the third. Any permutation of these big three, it just doesn't work quite the same one without the other. And so, of course, the left is just terrified at the idea of Elon Musk perhaps breaking up this monopoly that big tech has over free speech, this monopoly they have over our conversations, and restoring speech in our country to what it was intended to be. That it doesn't matter if we agree with what you say, we will defend to the death your right to say it.